I've said this in previous videos, but Salmonella Academy is my favorite YouTuber of all time. If you don't know, Salmonella Academy is an educational comedic YouTube channel who has 60 videos on his channel, and they're all great. Like, I think the worst episode we're going to get to in this ranking is only a 5 out of 10, and that's really, really good. But yeah, what I was saying, Salmonella is an educational comedic YouTube channel who talks mainly about scientific and historical things. I found his content around 3 years ago and find it very, very funny, entertaining, and charming. Sam sadly took a break 2 years ago and probably ain't returning back. I'll get to that more into that at the end of the video. But I thought to celebrate over 2 years of him sadly being gone, why not rank every single Salmonella video? Before I get into that, let me tell you a few rules. A few announcements is not going to count as an episode. Okay? The 3 deleted videos, the Freud Facts, Crimean War, and Surrealism will all be in this video, and the Dead Body Hijinks videos will be counted as one episode, which I think leaves us with 59 or 60 episodes. I'll need to make sure about that. So anyway, now that we got those rules down, let's begin with the first episode. Oh, and before I forget this as well, I want to separate all these into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019, which are the years all these videos came out. And I'm going to be ranking them like how people do in seasons in these ranking every videos. So now, let's start in 2016.
I don't want to go to jail. It was an accident.
Here it is, the first ever Salmonella Academy video. It's actually pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it ain't decent by no means. It's actually like a good 7.5 out of 10. Solid. None of the jokes make me laugh, but they made me grin a lot. This episode's funny and also tells a very interesting story about how Sam witnessed an accidental fire caused near his neighborhood while he was in the woods. It's pretty cool and pretty funny. I like this one. A few of the jokes got a grin out of me, like I said. So yeah, the fire is pretty good. It's a nice start to this season. Or year.
That dank Lankin into skank bankin'.
This episode is hilarious. Easily the most funniest episode of season 6 of 2016. It has a lot of great laughs. Besides the one I already showed you, the dank Lincoln to skank bankin' joke, which is funny. You know why they call it pop? Or Sam threatening somebody that he's gonna kick them over their house, then over Mount Everest, then into the troposphere or whatever. It's just funny. I like this one a lot. Now you might be wondering, now what about like the tips? Are they good? Like the tips on how to gain weight? Well, you know, none of this really evolves around me. I mean, here's a picture of me right now. None of this really applies to me. I just find it very, very funny. So yeah, how to gain weight is going at the top of the 2016 yearly ranking list. It is a 9.2 out of 10. The only thing I didn't really care about was the tips. It just wasn't really, it didn't really apply to me anyway.
1,000 years from now, they're figuring out how to sprinkle spikes on the road to pop tires.
Watch where you walking.
I did not really care for the strike. Besides the clip I just shown you and Sam's predictions for Birdemic 3, I could really care less about this episode. When Sam talks about animals, this is pretty boring. But there will be one episode around, I believe in 2018, that I believe to be really, really good about animals. But I'll talk about that when we get there. Let's talk about the strike. I just find animals and animal facts boring. You might get something out of it if you're into that stuff, but it's going to the bottom of the list. A 6.2 out of 10.
Imagine a single scientist having that much money today. If you gave that kind of cash to Stephen Hawking, he would probably turn into Skynet.
Like the strike episode from like a couple minutes ago, I don't really find this interesting, but I'm putting it above that one because it's still constantly funny.
You know, this half-rotting rice is good and all, but I can still smell things. Yeah, and I'm not having nearly as much diarrhea as I would like to be. What should we do? Raw fish. Raw fish, I was thinking exactly the same thing. God, we are so in sync. Nah, but...
Hey, what do you know? Finally a decent episode. It ain't as good as The Fire or How to Gain Weight, but it's way better than Tycho Brahe or The Shrike. It has a lot of funny jokes, and I'm actually quite interested in the story that Sam's saying. So yeah, it's going in the middle of the list. It's a 7 out of 10.
If he takes a swing at you, just push him over, you're good. Please note, Salmonella Academy does not condone pushing cripples.
What do you know? Possibly my favorite one so far. My thorium rocks is amazing. Every joke works, and it's actually kind of interesting. I just feel like, why are we not using thorium, but we're all using uranium, because thorium is way better. I'm not going to spend that much time on it. I really believe that you should check this one out. It's a solid 9.7 out of 10, so it's going to the top of the list. It's amazing. Check this one out if you haven't. Hey, I actually quite like this one. It's just a short and sweet story about Sam talking about the weird kid at his YMCA after school thing, whatever. I would show an out of context clip, but the whole thing's funny, and it just doesn't seem right to put a 2-minute clip right before this. So yeah, this one's funny, and it's an hilarious story. That's all I gotta say. I'll put it right above How to Gain Weight.
You're gonna need it. Could be a car, or a trash bin, or Jay Leno's chin.
What can I say? Yet again, another hilarious episode. I will put it right below How to Gain Weight. I accidentally cut the music out. Sorry.
So all this time, you humans thought you ruled the earth, when in fact, we are merely the servants to our cow overlords.
Well, after the string of amazing episodes, I think we're going back to being mid. I actually don't mind this one. It's probably the best animal one this so far. I like it better than the Shrike, and that's kind of saying something. I'll put it right below the Tycho Brahe one. This is like a good 8 out of 10, I guess.
Jimmy, what is this in your notebook? Oh, it's just a little doodle. Jimmy, listen to me. We are Catholics. Now get over here and erase this blasphemy. But Mom, now! Next.
Okay, so before I talk about this one, Sam intended this one to be a skit more than an actual educational video, which is ironic because this was actually ended up playing in schools. Heh, I just find that funny. To move on to the actual video. This one's hilarious. I used to hate it, but I absolutely love it now. Every joke works. Peace, love, compassion, and bear trap. The cool S in the notebook, which I already shown you before. His horribly outdated Cubs joke. I'm sorry, I'm not really into sports, so I don't know, I might have gotten the team name wrong. But yeah, all the jokes here land, and they're all funny. I'll put it right below the thorium one. I just believe the thorium one's a little bit more interesting. But yeah, there. Second on the list, so 9.6 out of 10.
Yes, this innocent-looking legume holds some sinister secrets.
What can I say? Another funny episode. And also, this one kind of helped me out a little bit. You see, around 5 years ago, I went on a trip to Branson and bought, like, almost a pound of almonds, like half a pound of almonds for 50 cents, and ate it. Ate all of them, and I started feeling sick. And now, thanks to Sam, I know I had a tad bit of cyanide that night. Thank you, Sam. This episode is kind of rushed. I mean, there's a reason why, and I'll get to that in a minute, but let me just review this one. This video is only around 2 minutes long, and it ain't really informational, and even though there are a few funny jokes that mainly come with Sam's comparisons to things of carbon to alcohol, I don't really find this one funny. But now let's get back to why this one was rushed. This one marks the end of Sam's daily video topic thing. Every video so far has had a type of topic for for every day, or Sam's posting 6 videos a day, which is obviously a major feat, especially if you're going to draw all this stuff. So, this is why this video turns out to be rushed, and Sam never did this schedule thing ever again. So, hopefully, we will see a rise in quality with the next video.
Well, people like dogs, and people like ferrets, so why don't we make some chimera abomination halfway in between the two, and see what happens?
Here's the first 10 out of 10 Salmonella video. There's going to be around 5 or 6 of these videos that I'm going to be reviewing that are 10 out of 10s, and this is one of those 6. I absolutely love this one. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just Sam letting out anger, and I love it. Sam being angry is just so funny to me. It's also quite informational about him saying about the dumb breeds of dogs that we just bred to make cuter, like a dachshund. It's just a stretched out dog, you know, just stuff like that. I found this one very funny and very informational, like I said. I'll be putting this one at the top of the list. Like I said, 10 out of 10.
And that's when you see it. Serving size, 6 ounces. So finally the dam breaks, you unleash a primal roar of sheer fury.
Ooh, another favorite of mine. This is one of Sam's all-time favorite episodes, as he said in a stream, and I perfectly understand that. I love this one as well. It's just Sam ranting about Swiss Miss. There ain't nothing educational about it, but I don't care because I'm laughing. A solid 9.8 out of 10. I love this one. And also, what makes this funnier is because Sam was mainly ranting about the hassle that comes with making Swiss Miss hot chocolate. And then, like, a year after this video was released, Swiss Miss changed it. Sam said they like to think that he caused that, and the higher-ups at Swiss Miss saw the video and they changed it quickly. I just find that funny. So yeah, this one's going right below Dog Breed Deformities.
So the 3 colored diamonds, or if you want to be politically correct, the African American diamonds.
Whoa, Sam's surely on a roll right here. This is my favorite one of 2016. Every joke works and it's actually very informational. I come from a background where, like, you see a fire diamond basically every day, so this really comes in handy. I've actually used this video as, like, stuff to help me with reading fire diamonds. Sam even has a quiz at the end of it for you to work on it. I think this one just really shows what Salmonella Academy is for. To have a good laugh and learn a little bit. Top of the list, 10 out of 10. This one's amazing. What can I say? Another boring insect episode is what I would be saying, but the Flintstones parody at the end was hilarious. In fact, I love that a lot. Yeah, I laughed for 5 minutes straight after I saw that. I completely forgot that existed. So yeah, this episode is decent. 8.5 out of 10.
Now if you know me, you know that I'm leaner than lean, so I've...
Yeah, this one's pretty mediocre. This one's kind of interesting. This is one of the last few Salmonella videos I hadn't seen. I've seen this one before. I watched it again for this video, but this is one of the last ones I've actually seen. And I saw it to prepare for an Africa test because I saw South Sudan, realized Sam made a video about it, so I watched it. And yeah, this one's pretty good. It talks about South Sudan and how it formed. But I just believe Geography now did a better version of talking about South Sudan. But this one's still very, very good. 7.9 out of 10. I liked it quite a bit.
I like looking at this thing. We should keep it alive for a while. Here's an example.
This one's alright. It has a few good jokes, but that's really it. I seriously have no clue why I like this one so much. I guess the idea of one of the worst people to ever live really, really likes ice cream. I guess that's the only reason why I like this one so much. And also the ending is just something I'll think about every now and then. And it'll just have me laughing out of nowhere. I mean, I probably can't show it right now, but it's hilarious. It's a solid 8 out of 10. It ain't my favorite of the year, but it ain't the worst at all.
21!
It's kind of like my childhood, am I right, ladies?
I was getting ready to put Cicada Broods at the bottom of the list. The last time I saw it, before I did this whole ranking video, I thought it had no jokes, and since it was an animal episode, thought it was going to be kind of boring. But looking back on it, it's actually kind of funny. The only part I really enjoy is that right ladies part with Sam, where it just shows nobody and like an awkward silence, but it doesn't go on long enough. It only goes on for 2 seconds and then cuts off and then it goes back to it. I like when a video can do that. So yeah, just for that bit alone, Cicada Broods ain't the worst episode of 2016. In fact, it's the second worst. I'll put it right above The Shrike. When I first started watching Sam, or before I watched Sam, I watched this channel called Oversimplified. They still make YouTube content. They have far less videos than Sam. But who knows, if this video does well, I might rank every Oversimplified documentary next. But anyway, about Oversimplified, they have a documentary about the Emu War, which I've always been interested in. All my friends joke about and quote the Oversimplified version. So I found Sam, I thought I might like his Emu one. And I did, I really enjoyed it when I saw it. So I was glad to see it again, and it doesn't really hold up in my opinion. I'm sorry to say, I know a lot of people like this one, but I just don't. It has a few good jokes, like telling my wife I said quack, and like the corruptness of Australia at the time is a whole joke in itself. But it's just so fast paced, I can't really understand it. I just can't. Oversimplified does a way better job at this. Not to say this video is bad or anything, it's still solid, but the Oversimplified one is miles better. I'm putting this one somewhere in the middle of the list. It ain't bad at all, but it's just getting there when it comes to solid.
When my gaze falls upon a small child across the room at Olive Garden, gently sipping chocolate milk through a crazy straw, all I see is a misguided youth wasting his life.
I know you wouldn't probably expect a 3-minute video of somebody reviewing straws and giving them a ranking from 1 out of 10 to be anywhere near entertaining, but it really, really is if Sam's doing it. This is probably the least informational Sam video ever. Like I said, it's him reviewing straws for almost 3 minutes. And all jokes are like crazy. I love this one. It's very, very funny. I also really like Sam's rankings, how they start normal, like, oh, I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, but then he eventually goes into like a depression out of 10 stuff, or especially the Olive Garden clip I just showed you a minute ago. I like this one quite a bit. I'm giving it a straw out of 10. It's solid. Like the Emu War, I originally really, really, really liked this one. Like, if you asked me 2 years ago what was one of my favorite Sam videos, this would easily be in the top 10. But now, I don't really like the first half, but I love the second half. I really love Toby, the extra spleen tissue. It's just so weird and I like it. As well as the FASD. It's called. I like how frantic Sam is in that scene. Sam says he hates this episode, mainly because of the last few bits in it. Don't believe me, I'll put a post up of him saying that somewhere on a subreddit a couple months ago. But I don't understand that. I quite like this one. It ain't really that good for the first half. It's average there, but it more than makes up for it in the second. I don't like this one. It's like an 8.2 out of 10.
Excuse me, sir, I'm a vegan, so like, can I have a new piece? One without any of Mother Nature's beautiful creatures in it? Thanks. Wait a minute, is this gluten-free? This better be hemp rope.
You know what? Funny episode with a good, interesting story. Let's just run through the rest of 2016 like this. So let's just do quick and fast reviews before this video gets really too long. Another funny one. Also, St. Jerry is absolutely goated. Epic Sigma male moment. Another average one, but it peaks at the ragu test at the end. It's very funny.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Help, I can't no more!
5 gum. Stimulate your ferrets.
Besides that scene and the Uncle Harvey doesn't understand morality bit, this one's above average. Besides some beautiful looking backgrounds, this one is incredibly unforgettable. I hate to say that we're not going out real good, but I'm putting this one at the bottom of the list. It ain't really good. Like I said, just besides a few backgrounds, it's forgettable. This is the first deleted episode on the whole list. Yeah, this one probably ain't the last one from 2016. I just put this one here because I have no clue what date it is. But yeah, this is a deleted one. Is it worth deleted? Is it a secret classic? No. In fact, it's the worst one this year. I do not like it. There's a few reasons why I don't like it. Let's just start with the main one. The reason why Sam took it down. It's horribly inaccurate. Now, I don't know nothing about the Crimean War, so I can't really say, actually, on this one. But a lot of people say it was inaccurate, so Sam took it down for that reason. Another reason, or the second reason, is because it's just not funny. None of the jokes made me grin at all in it. Nothing at all. It was boring to get through. And speaking about my last and third complaint, it's boring. Like, incredibly boring. My mind wandered off, even though I was still watching it. I don't like this one. It's just painfully boring. So yeah, the Crimean War is going to the bottom of the list. It ain't the worst video Sam's made. We'll get to that later. But it's not good at all. I'm giving it like a 3.7 out of 10. Good way to start off the series. There's a lot of good episodes and a few bad ones. If I had to give this whole year an entire ranking, I give it an 8.8 out of 10. Most of the stuff was good. There was a few mediocre stuff, but there was only 5 or 6 ones I would call bad. Hopefully 2017 can still live up to being that good.
The USA for help. Oh, Eisenhower. Yo, what's up? This Jacobo guy, he's making us pay minimum wages. Well, that doesn't sound very good for business. That's not all, though. He's also taking our unused land and giving it back to the people. Does that sound familiar? Oh dear, you don't think. By the way it's looking, Dwight, I'd say he's a dirty, oh god, collectivizing, no, commie. Commie! Commie! Yeah, go get him, Dwight.
I'm sorry I just threw a long 30-second clip right in there, but I just gotta show that one. That's probably my favorite salmonella joke ever. I love the Banana Republics. It takes a somewhat boring story and make it very, very interesting. I really, really like how just out of personal gain in Capitalism 101, 3 fruit companies basically throw over the entire Central American democracy. And besides that whole weird thing, there's a lot of great jokes. This one's amazing. It ain't better than How to Read Fire Diamonds, but it's up there. I really like this one. I'll be surprised if it ain't in my top 20 by the end of the video.
shit. Police! Is that Fish Jenga? No!
This one has a lot of great jokes. Besides the fish Jenga scene, it also has Sam slandering Oklahomans, the Mao Zedong reincarnated, and my personal favorite, the Russian prison house scene. I like how Sam's trying to speak Russian, but he's just saying Russian things like vodka, Adidas track pant, Stalin Shniflikov, whatever. I like this one. It's gone right below Banana Republics, but that doesn't mean it's bad at all. It still has a lot of great jokes and interesting subject.
Here it is, our second deleted video. This time it was deleted because people didn't know that this was intended as an April Fool's video. Anyway, what do I think about this one? I like it. I like how this one starts normal but ends weird. Like by the end it's just Sam repeating your sister knows over and over again while you hear a child sobbing in the background. Like by the end it's just Sam repeating your sister knows over and over again while you hear a child sobbing in the background. Like by the end it's just Sam repeating your sister knows over and over again while you hear a child sobbing in the background. Like by the end it's just Sam repeating your sister knows over and okay I'll quit.
The only thing that's really worth discussing is how at the end Sam says that if the Nobel Peace Prize wants to mail him a medal, send it to this address, and the address that he shows is a club. That's all there really is worth discussing. This one is pretty mediocre.
Country. Keyword. Once.
This is a quite entertaining one. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's pretty funny, and also it's just weird how plants can get diseases. It has a lot of funny jokes too, like the once that I just shown you, or Sam making fun of WWF, or my personal favorite, oh no, I'm blessing out of both ends. My heart's a season, my lungs are wheezing, the walls are melting, I can hear someone's voice. He's telling me to invest in Apple. What does that mean? Why does he want me to buy apples?
Hey kids, time for another hot steamy load of knowledge dripping down your neck and chest.
Remember when I was talking about the Crimean War around like 8 minutes ago, and I said that one ain't even the worst episode of Salmonella Academy? Well, what if I told you I thought this one was going to be the worst? I hated it because I hated the feathers biped bit, and still do. It's freaking atrocious. And even Reddit just ruined that. Sam's entire subreddit thought the feathers biped bit was the funniest thing known to man, because this whole subreddit was polluted with memes about it for months, and still somewhat is to this day. You cannot go a week on that subreddit, there's at least one feathers biped joke, and all of them are atrocious. I hate that bit. But moving on to the actual Diogenes episode, I don't think it's that bad at all. In fact, it ain't even the worst one this year. My theory over Neanderthals is the worst, probably. Because besides the feathers biped bit, which, like I said, is completely atrocious and not funny in the slightest, all the jokes work, like the hot, steamy loaded knowledge dripping down your neck and chest, which is just so weird. Or Sam's greatest people to ever live. This one's actually funny so, moral of the story, after rewatching it, I think this one's actually pretty good. It's still going right above my theory over Neanderthals, which is, second worst so far, but hey, for what it is, it's alright.
Feds stick their nose in things to make sure everything is as it should be. Yup, it's a cow.
I love this episode so much. That's something I thought I'd never say, but after rewatching it, I love this one. Only Sam can make something so boring and so messed up, so weird and entertaining. I like how Sam just uses cheesy humor, no matter how bad what he's talking about gets. That's really all I gotta say. I love this one. It's funny, it has a lot of good cheesy humor, and I just strangely like it for some reason I just can't understand. Journey of a Bee Cow is amazing. Top of the list. Top of the list for the big ranking and the 2017 ranking. Oh, and also another thing before I forget it. This is one of Sam's favorite episodes. It was his trailer, or like the episode he recommended out of all of his. It was his most recommended video on his channel for the longest time. So I don't know if that proves my case even more of why I love this one so much. Okay. Is it just me? But for this entire video, Sam just sounds off. Like, he sounds like he's being held hostage to record this video. Which probably makes sense because this one really is just meh. It ain't the worst, this one. I still believe my theory over Neanderthals is brainless and boring. And Diogenes has that horrendous featherless biped bit. But this one just seems off for something I just can't understand why. Sam being off is either very hit or miss. There's one that I believe is amazing that has him just be slightly off, but it comes to an advantage. This one, though, he just sounds off for some reason, which makes it kind of bad in my opinion. Which doesn't mean it's completely bad. I enjoyed some jokes in it, like Sam's Super Bowl prediction or Damnatio at Bestius, which I did not get until rewatching this, because this is like the 12th time I've watched this one so far in my life. So yeah, Exotic Animals of Ancient Rome is alright. I'm putting it right above Diogenes, but it's still like the third worst this year.
But enough of that mumbo jumbo. Hey, speaking of which, you ever wonder where mumbo jumbo comes from? Nice segue, Sam. Thanks, Sam.
There's only two things to talk about with this one. One, mumbo jumbo was hilarious. It was definitely the highlight of this episode. And two, this is the only episode of Sam's, which I think of, that has background music. And I'm not talking about like the intro that has the same music I've been playing in the background of this entire video. I'm talking about like a beat that goes like this. I'll play it right now. Okay, on a more serious note, that was just kind of weird. Okay, now let's move on to the last one, 2017. Oh, what a really hard episode to talk about. So I can't really say why this one was deleted, because it'll probably also get me deleted. But let's just say you can't say this. You can't say what Sam said in this video. Does that help? Okay. Ignoring that fact, what do I think about this one? It's boring. There ain't really anything funny that happens in it besides the White Christmas bit. And it only gave me a smirk that lasted a couple of seconds. It's boring and inoffensive. Even when it tries to. What am I saying? It ain't even use talking about this one. It's better than Crimean War, but compared to everything else, it's awful. Bottom of the 2017 ranking. Hey, this one was pretty good. Besides like 3 or 4 bad ones like Freud Facts and Diogenes, this one was actually pretty good. And that was my favorite episode so far. Will 2018 be better to top it? I guess we'll find out. Which also, as of now, I believe 2018 is the best year of Salmonella Academy. But let's see if my thing comes right. Let's just start 2018.
Obviously he's gonna kick it. I mean, look at him. No self-control. See that? He just drew from the stockpile while there's still moves to be made on the tableau. Oh, I like that joke.
Here it is. After 41 videos of Sam's, I think I've reached my favorite one out of all of them. The Tale of Michael Malloy is amazing. Every joke works. There is not a single joke that didn't get nothing. the least funniest joke just got a smirk out of me. I love this one. It's also extremely interesting. It's like the tale of Rasputin, but if Rasputin was an old, stubborn old man. So yeah, I like this story over Rasputin, by the way. It's funny, it's interesting, I just love this one. And also the backgrounds are getting more and more impressive by the video. I believe this is the most impressive one yet. I really, really like this one. I enjoy it a lot. Tale of Michael Malloy is amazing. It's going at the top of the list, which I know it definitely is in the 2018 ranking. But it is going at the top of the list of the overall ranking. I'm pretty sure it's going to be my favorite out of all of them.
Well, Terrare, you've only had 3 mess hall raids, 4 miscellaneous trash-related mishaps, and 1 cadaver defiling, so I'd say, so far, this week's been pretty good. Doctor, we should probably inform you that a 14-month-old child has gone missing from their room. Terrare, look at me. Did you eat a baby? Terrare was promptly kicked out of the hospital.
Besides this episode just being incredibly hilarious and funny, it'll always stick out to me in being the first Salmonella video I ever watched. The story behind me searching it up was I was in the middle of my Good Mythical Morning ranking when I got to the Season 8 episode, The Hungriest Man in Human History, where they talked about Terraria for like 3 minutes, because also in that video they had a sponsor and another thing to talk about. So they only had like 30 minutes to talk about Terraria, and I wanted to learn more about him, so I searched Terraria up on YouTube and found this video and watched it. So yeah, besides the backstory of how I found Sam, which is a good reason for me to like this one, this one's pretty good. I have a few funny jokes, and not just the Terraria, did you just see a baby thing? This one's pretty good. I like it a lot. It's going right below Michael Malloy, but that doesn't mean it's bad at all.
Well, congratulations, Dimitri. Looks like you failed pre-algebra for the 3rd time. Afraid you still can't graduate.
Well, hey, that means I'm still on par with famous smart science man, so, yeah, worship me. So,
This is a fan favorite episode, and I can definitely understand why. I like this one quite a bit. It has a lot of good funny moments, and also it's just very interesting. I also like how Sam can shoot like misconceptions back to back to back to back to back really quickly, with also like jokes in between. Like he does a misconception every like 25 seconds, and even had jokes in it. This video is very, very impressive. I like this one quite a bit. I'm putting it right in the middle of the list.
Under the oversight of well-reputed physician Hasdai Ibn Shapirut, which is an anagram for paintbrush aids.
This one's probably more funnier than the tale of Michael Malloy, but I just think the tale of Michael Malloy is funnier. Or, the tale of Michael Malloy is more interesting. This one's more funnier. So it's going right below that, but this is still a top tier episode. It's interesting and incredibly funny. I can quote it for days on end. Like, it's a nose job. A hornbill's a type of bird. I'm here too. Or, Sam drinking lean, committing haram again? I was going to do that for the out of context bit, but I didn't. So yeah, pre-industrial surgeries is solid. Going right below tale of Michael Malloy.
Excuse me, good sir, but I should inform you that we're actually living under an emperor as we speak, at least according to my degree from the University of Reddit.
Hey, that's great.
Whoa, look over there. It's someone criticizing Elon Musk. And he's making typos.
Anyway,
This episode's a fun time. It just really doesn't stand out among the rest of them all being gold. But this is a great, good time episode. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's going at the bottom of the list, but that does not mean it's bad at all. It just shows how golden this year's been.
what about food? You like food? Of course you do. You'd be dead if you didn't.
This episode's very, very fun. I like it a lot. It's interesting and funny. The 3 main things that stick out is the beginning, where Sam throws someone into the sun, him theorizing McDonald's lore and that neck vibe thing I just shown you. It's all hilarious, and it's, like I said, very, very interesting. I like this one a lot. I'm putting it in the middle of the list, which might not sound good, but compared to everything else, it's solid.
Nearby. Good morning, America. I'm reporter Pat Lauer. No relation, don't worry. We're here at the scene of the world's biggest party foul. Ma'am, how does this whole thing make you feel? Ha, don't worry. This isn't the first time alcohol has torn my household apart. In all seriousness.
And this one's aight. Has a few good funny bits, but it's going at the bottom of the list, which I know sounds like it's bad, but it's not. This one's actually really good. I think this is a good example that goes to show how great this year has been, if the worst one is still great.
Lo and behold, 250 years later, he was wrong.
Is it just me, but do you confuse this episode for Timothy Dexter? We'll get to that one in like 15 minutes or so, but I just confused Timothy Dexter with this one. With that said, I really do like Daniel Dancer. The whole joke in this one is how cheap Daniel can get, and it's amazing. I really like that one. I really like this one. The cheapness of Daniel really elevates it. I'm putting it right above non-water floods.
As they say, everybody gangsta till the nuns start meowing.
This one's fun. It ain't nowhere near the best of the year, but it's still a fun one. It has a few good jokes, like the whole sun whizzing around like a pinball, or the laughing bit, or the dancing plague. It has a few good jokes, and it's just funny. Like all the other ones, it's just funny. I like it. I enjoy it a ton. Putting it right above Joshua Norton.
What do you like best about the holiday experience? My personal favorite part is where we systemically brainwash children into thinking they're supernatural beings who judge their every move and then invade their house at night.
Amazing finale, great 50th episode. This one's just great. It's going right below The Tale of Michael Malloy, or second place in this ranking. But that's not all I have to say about it. I have way much more too. This one is amazing. Every joke works, and it's incredibly interesting. I've always found like how like different countries treat Christmas to be very, very interesting. I guess the reason why was because in second and third grade, we'd have to do this thing where we learn Christmas traditions from around the world. We'd also like have a snack from then. Like Germany was fruitcake, and British was a wassail, which is basically just spiced apple cider. I like that. I like doing that. It was fun. And I guess that's why I like this one so much. I just find that very, very interesting. And like I said, the jokes hit like crazy. My favorite one, and probably my favorite joke in all of Salmonella Academy, is Sam listing off the 13 Yule lads. It ain't really a joke, but Sam breaks character. Instead of talking like this, very formal, he kind of starts to laugh, but he hides it decently when he's listing out the Yule lads, which I don't blame him. They consist of such names as Spoon Licker, Bowl Licker, Stubby, Meat Hook, and Sausage Swiper. Those are just 5 that I thought of. So yeah, Strange Christmas Characters is solid. Amazing way to end 2018. Putting it right below The Tale of Michael Malloy. This year was amazing. The worst one was just alright. Can't wait to get into 2019. Maybe it'll be better. Everyone says it's better, but I guess I'll have to be the judge of that.
Yes, from Weekend at Bernie's to Weekend at Bernie's 2 to Weekend at Bernie's 3 Revelations.
2019 kicks off with a bone-chilling two-parter. The only one Sam has ever done. The Dead Body Hijinks duology. And I gotta say, it's great. So far in this one, it is great. It's funny and interesting. it's just very funny. It has a lot of great bits, and not just the Weekend at Bernie's 3 thing I showed you. It also has the famous or besides peanut butter and chocolate, my second favorite combination of two things: gross confidence and high explosives. Or Sam just hating on Amelia Bedelia. That's like a classic joke that he says, and I agree with it. So in conclusion, the Dead Body Hijinks is a good start to 2019. Let's see how the part 2 unravels the case. Ooh.
Then finally one day he said, "You know what, kid? You're alright. Say, how's about we ditch this musty old mausoleum and go back to my place?" I'll take that as a yes.
In the bone-chilling part 2 of Dead Body Hijinks, where the bodies are deader and the hijinks are hijinkier, what do I think about this one? I'm actually very conflicted on it. The first, it tells 2 stories. One ain't even about a dead body, it's about blood. But when you get into the Carl Tanzler bit, which is where the out of context clip I showed a couple seconds ago comes from, it becomes amazing. The whole Carl Tanzler bit, I'm not going to go into it here because it's just a long story that Sam could tell about way better than I could. So if you want to learn more about the whole Carl Tanzler story, just search it up. But it sounds like something dumb that you'd see in like a TV sitcom or something, not like something in real life. So I guess that's why I find that just so freaking funny. So the Carl Tanzler bit definitely makes up for it, for like the whole Pope blood stuff for the first 3 minutes. So yeah, I really enjoy Dead Body Hijinks for like the last 6 minutes of it, putting it right above the last one.
Hi, this went through my brain. Bye.
I forgot how solid of a video this it was. I just thought it was an unforgettable one from 2019, but no. It's going to the top of the list right now. I like it quite a bit. It's hitting you with joke after joke after joke, and it's just hilarious. I love this one a lot. And also, it's just weird how we can just cheat humanity. Like, somebody just got a metal pole launched through their head and they lived. It's a weird world, ain't it?
Yes, pasta fazool, I am a fool. I've heard all I need to hear. This court finds you guilty, and everything you did as Pope, we legally declare to be fake and dumb and stupid and dumb.
Man, 2019 just keeps outdoing itself. I thought Dead Body Hijinks 2 was amazing. Then I thought Impossible Tales Survival was amazing. But this is probably my favorite one in 2019. I do not think anything can outbeat it. This one is great. It's talking about popes, just the dumb things popes did because they had just unlimited power, like throwing major parties, digging up a dead person, putting it on trial. Popes did weird stuff just because they had so much reign and power then. Kind of reminds me of a few celebrities I know. Anyway, Skinless Popes of the Middle Ages is hilarious and very informational. Putting it at the top of the list. Like it a lot.
Let me reiterate. There is a timeline not too far from this one, where Big Bird is a casualty in the single worst astronautical disaster in history. A tiny evil part of me almost wishes that happened, like that's just so indescribably absurd.
So remember like 10 minutes ago when I was talking about Terraria and said that was the first Sam video I ever seen? Well, after I watched that, I clicked on its channel and saw that this video was just uploaded a couple hours ago and watched it. And I'm not kidding when I say I thought that this was the best Salmonella video for a long time. But I hadn't seen this one since like January, so I wonder if it holds up any. Now I gotta say it doesn't really. It's not bad at all, but it's most of the jokes just don't hit. The jokes that do hit well, but some jokes just don't hit at all. Like Sam saying that he's doing 30 in a hospital. Normally that would be funny, but it just feels forced. It feels like a forced joke, not like eased and cooled down. Like I believe Sam has made that joke before and it worked, but here it just doesn't. So yeah, in conclusion, Animals in Space is not the best of 2019. In fact, it's probably the worst. But it ain't nothing bad at all. It has a few good jokes.
If you take the anteater's skull and blow into its nose, it plays a beautiful song recounting the animal's entire life, and then security escorts you out of the museum. Look.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found my favorite for 2019. I will be shocked if anything surpasses this one. This one is amazing. Do you remember back when I was talking about the Shrike, like 45 minutes ago? And I said that I don't really like Sam's animal videos, but there's one that is amazing. Well, this is what I was talking about. I just find, like, the whole evolution side to this is very weird, of how, like, dumb animal skeletons can look. Just watch the video. Some of these are ridiculous. And also, this one's just very funny, besides it being informative. Sam's making fun of these, like, dumb top 10 channels that used to run amok on YouTube for, like, the entirety of the 2010s. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Sam making like fun of these top 10 channels and having the same humor as they do, like that rarely inoffensive cheesy humor, just adds to my love of this video. So yeah, in conclusion, top 10 worst animal skeletons is one of my favorites. It's going at the top of the list. Love it a lot.
It's like the Germans sat down and watched that part in Tom and Jerry where the conniving rat bends the gun barrel back at his adversary. They said, "Mein Gott."
Like Animals in Space, this also used to be one of my favorites, and I gotta say this one is still a good one. It ain't near my favorite. In fact, it's probably middle of the road for this year, but I still had a good time watching it. I like some of the dumb inventions, like the horse train or the baby cage or the Humlauf. This is a fun one. I like it a lot. It's going right in the middle of the list, which again, like 2018, might seem bad, but it ain't bad at all.
Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and I fell down the stairs this morning.
Oh lord, the monkey episode? This is one of the most monkiest monkey episodes ever. Monkey. Yeah, this is the monkey Salmonella episode. I like this one quite a bit. Most of the comedy comes from the absurdity in what Sam's saying, and for that makes it hilarious. Again, I'm putting this one right below Scandalous Popes. It's good.
Again on the Paris consulship as long as you live. You Garfield! I sense a disturbance in the force. Maybe daylight savings just made Monday an hour longer. Wow, Garfield, that was quite the wisecrack. It's amazing how you manage to keep things fresh year after year. Burn, beige dog.
Gee, another one of my favorites. Whoopity-doo. I love Charles J. Guiteau. It's just the story of a crazy man. An absolute crazy man. One of my favorite stories Sam has told. It's just, like I said, the tale of a crazy man who gave the president a major owie. Let's just say that. He gave the president a major owie. It's funny. It's informative. I like it a lot. I'll be surprised if it's in my top 10 by the end of the video. Which I only got like 3 videos left, so it's very plausible. It's still going to be in the top 10, but you know what I mean.
Piece of blubber. What's wrong with that? Well, he wasn't looking north while he did it. Are you kidding me? In his defense, he was standing right on the pole, so he literally couldn't look anywhere but south. He could have moved! That's it! No more fingy foods for 3 moons!
This video is a fever dream, and I love it. It's going somewhere in the top 5 for this year ranking. I don't know where. Timothy Dexter is fun. It's just weird how Timothy can outbeat, like, anyone without not really even trying. Like, Timothy Dexter had an insane amount of luck. But yeah, besides that, this one is meh. It ain't bad at all, but it's going near the bottom of the list. Just because I didn't really laugh that much in it.
Bonsai.
Well, here it is. After 62 videos and 55 minutes of content, we're finally here to the final video. You know, that's pretty cool, I guess. How does Sam go out, you might be asking? Does he make the best episode or the worst episode? He actually makes not the best and not the worst, just kind of an episode. Don't get me wrong, the William D. Porter does have a lot of good jokes. Like the do the fleshy light thing, or the bombs I just shown you a minute ago. And it is very interesting, I should add that as well. But just the jokes that are few and far between. But, just so this doesn't sound negative, because I want to say something positive about it, the art in this is amazing. Sam's art was getting really, really fine at this time, and he went out with a bang, on like an art-wise, you know. So yeah, the William D. Porter ain't the best finale in the world, but it still is a good video, putting it right above the last. Okay, fellas, after 62 episodes and 56 minutes now, it's time to get into the moment you've all been waiting for. The ranking. Let's just begin it. Okay, here we go. At the bottom of the list, the Crimean War, then Freud facts, how the chicken got domesticated, my theory over Neanderthals, the Shrike, cicada broods, slang words I understand, carbon forms of alcoholic drinks, Tycho Brahe, history of sushi, baby superpowers, Diogenes, the publicly defecating philosopher, literal animal planets, animal weaknesses, South Sudan, the world's youngest country, exotic animals of ancient Rome, the fire, creative medieval weapons, the Great Emu War, unique units of measurement, non-water floods, deformities you may have, Daniel Dancer, the bombardier beetle, produce section poisons, Joshua Norton, a childhood story, beginner's guide to unicycling, how to gain weight, mass hysteria, Castro dairy adventures, types of straws, why it sucked to be a pirate, where religious symbols come from, weird laws from around the world, surrealism, why thorium rocks, plant diseases, animals in space, woo, Terraria, why produce used to suck, open letter to Swiss Miss, dog breed deformities, historical misconceptions, dead body hijinks, Timothy Dexter, Willie D, Banana Republics, pre-industrial surgeries, dead body hijinks 2, obscure obsolete inventions, how to refire diamonds, possible tales to survival, chimp tales, Inuit folklore, scandalous popes of the Middle Ages, Journey of a Beef Cow, Charles J. Guiteau, strange Christmas characters from around the world, top 10 worst animal skeletons, and then finally, the tale of Michael Malloy. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, fellas? I really enjoy Sam, and even though, like, the bottom 5 were not that good, I still really enjoyed doing this. Sam probably won't return back. I teased this at the beginning of the video. I think right now is a good time for me to bring it up. We have really no clue what happened to Sam. According to somebody who made a comment on a song that a fan made for Sam, they said that they worked on a Discord thing together and he plans on never coming back, which makes sense because that's probably 24 now once it settled down. But if he doesn't return, he left us 60 great videos that have really shaped me and shaped my comedy in the way that I am. I really respect Sam for that. And if you're getting tired and miss Sam, I have a few recommendations for you. You can check out Cukester, who makes similar content to him. He just doesn't really have the same comedy, but he's still funny. Blue Jay, who is again kind of like Sam, except his comedy is a little bit more darker than Sam's. Or you can try Sam's second channel, Salmonella Vlog, who doesn't make educational content unlike Cukester and Blue Jay, but he still has that amazing Salmonella comedy. So yeah, in conclusion to like this hour-long video, Sam is a great YouTuber, and even if he doesn't return, he left an amazing legacy.
Sam, I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to run away and leave me feeling this empty. Your "Hey Kids" right now would sound like music to me. Please come home 'cause I miss you, Sammy. Sammy, come home. Sammy, come home. Sammy, come home.